The interesting thing about this is that Jesus, the tense of the word go, is actually not a commandment. It has the sense of, as you are going. As you are going, make disciples. What is a disciple? It's a student. When we think of student in our culture, we think of a person who sits down in a classroom and takes notes from a lecturer. But a disciple is a follower. And in that day, a disciple was more of an apprentice to a master who would come and live with the master and learn the trade by following and doing everything that the master did. That's more of the picture of being a disciple. So to make disciples of people, of all nations, how do we do that? Yes, okay, check this out. I'm going to get a little bit radical on you. What's new? By baptizing them in the Trinity. See, baptism, the word baptism, means to be immersed into something. I do not believe that Jesus had in his mind a picture of bringing a child to a little bowl of water and doing this, of all nations. I believe what Jesus is saying here is, make disciples of people by drowning them in the love of God. The very nature of God is the relationship between Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Drown them, immerse them in the love of the Father that the Father has for the Son that is lived out in the Spirit. That's what it means to be in the name of someone.
Which would necessitate a very deep relationship.
Yes, would necessitate a very deep relationship. Make followers of all nations by drowning them in the love of the loving Trinity and teaching them to obey all that I have commanded you. And Doug, what's the one commandment? Now Jesus was asked, what's the greatest commandment of the law of Moses? And he said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. That was Moses' commandment. But Jesus said in John 14 and 15, he said, a new commandment I give you, love one another. That is the only commandment that Jesus gave. Go out there as you are going and make followers out of all nations, drowning them in the love of the loving God and teaching them to obey Jesus' commandment, which is to love one another. Imagine if the church was doing that as we are going. Who would not want to follow that? Right? That changes everything.